5 to 7?
Okay.
Or
What?
do you need more
That would
time?
be fine. If whatever time. Okay.
Let's shoot for 5 to 7, and
Let's
then
shoot
we
for
can-
5 to 7. Okay.
Followed by feedback. So.
So, American in a foreign country.
Almost.
And I did take a long trip. I went to the San Mateo Storytellers,
Oh, wow.
which is over at San Mateo, which I went across the wrong bridge. I should have came right over here. It's only about 20 minutes from my home. It was an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow. That's
So, it was an awesome journey. It was awesome. And where do you start when all of a sudden you find yourself with a group of people that have a different upbringing than you, most of them? However, we now are starting to have a one world. A one world. It's an awesomely beautiful one world. And we have different languages sometimes. But I found out, I talked to someone who was over in Germany. He says, I'm a German truck driver and they make me speak English. And some British guy yells out the window, you lost the war! So, about a month ago, I wasn't going to bring this up, but it was the right thing to do. I lost my wife of 40 years. And she was an awesome lady, just an awesome. And we traveled this whole country, and I've been to China, but I brought her every place in this country in a big 40-foot RV that was a home. And she said to me, when I asked if she'd go traveling, she says, I'll go if I can take my home with me. So my 40-foot home that I travel all over the country with has a washer and dryer, has a big bathroom, has a nice shower, has a microwave, has a stove, has a king-size bed, has a huge closet, of which I get this much. All the men know this. Oh, we're all the same, aren't we? On my card, I got a picture of me. I got 4 pictures on the card. I'll hand them out when we get done with it. One of them is me as a king. I mean, I have a crown on, and I'm sitting there very regal. And it was a gift my wife gave me when we were in Fort Lauderdale, and she got it out of the party shop next to the RV. And she got it for our anniversary. I went and got her a nice big stone, put it in a setting, and went to the party shop and gave me a crown, and she says, here, you can be king for an hour. So, when I lost her, I lost half me. But I looked for a solution on it. I looked for something in my universe. And I knew there was magic in the universe. Because she, for all our lives, was a sorceress. You know what a sorceress is? It's a witch that has a nice name because she wouldn't let me call her a witch. If anyone knows what in America, when you call a woman a witch, she just does not appreciate it, do they? However, when you call them a sorceress, and know that they're magic, it's okay. So I got away with it for 40 years. And I bought her a dragon collection. I love dragons. I bought her a dragon every time we celebrated something. And she had this big glass case, about as big as that big case there, all in glass with all dragons. She had maybe a couple hundred beautiful dragons, and gold, and in glass, and in pewter. And it was awesome. It's going to be a longer speech. And I love, I just love giving her the dragon. But when she died, everything in my world changed. Everything in my world ended, except my kids. And at my age, my kids decided to be my parents. Now, if you have any parents, they don't like it too much. But I looked for something that was magic in my world. And I had studied this magic process called quantum hypnotic healing therapy. It's like QHHT. And I studied it, and I saw, and I read about, and I went on YouTube and saw stuff, and they had all kinds of miracles in it. Well, one of the things I found out in my efforts was don't try to do special processes on your own family, because it just doesn't work. So, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. So, right after she died, there was a seminar, there was a group meeting in Orlando, Florida. Everyone knows where Disney World is, right? That's where it was, right by Disney World. So, I signed up and I went there. And when I walk in the room, there was a group. There was at least 3 Chinese also, by the way. But we had about 60 people, and they all looked at me, and here I was in my cowboy outfit. And they were all in street clothes, like the class here. Except a few were weird and had earrings and looked like magic periphery, and some had tattoos all over their bodies. But they were all there for lessons in quantum healing, in magic. And basically, right now, because you're in a scientific area, you're right here in Cisco, you're right in Silicon Valley, all of you are probably left-brain people, right? You look at stuff and you say, magic sucks. There's only reality. Well, I would sit and argue with you, except I would be arguing and it would get nowhere. But there are new thoughts and new planes of thoughts going on in our world right now, where they put another level above quantum physics, and it's a level of thought. And thought controls everything. If you ever read someone by the name of Tom Campbell and look at his theory on quantum physics, he wrote a book called My Big Toe. Well, TOE stands for Theory on Everything. And if you ever read his stuff and you like get into quantum physics, I do it when I want to go to sleep. It's like everyone asks me, how do you go to sleep? Read quantum, read the theory on quantum physics. You can go to sleep in an instant. But the class there didn't have anything to do with that, but it worked with the theory. It worked with the theory that we are spirits, and we have multiple lives. And I don't know which of the Chinese religions and followings and everything, but most of them follow the base principle the same as I'm talking about. It's coming back around, kids. We're becoming magic again. We went from magic to material, and now we're going back to magic. And Tom has done double-blind testing on finding out-of-body objects and identifying them, and with more than one person coming and finding the same object. If you do it once, if you do it 20 or 30 or 40 times, what does it say to you? It's real, and it's subjective. It's real, and it's subjective. It's not objective. And so when I read this, it's fascinating. When I went to this place, they showed me how they have taken people, and they've brought them, and they've created magic, and they've healed them. And they've actually sat with people that are sick and healed them. And I sat and I read and I read because I'm a left-brain person. I was down here in Silicon Valley writing software probably before most of you were born, back in the early 70s. Okay? Not you. However, in fact, I think my software runs most of the real estate around here. But I got it, and I was never fascinated with it because I was super happy. I had my family, my wife, and we had our journey around our part of the world, and I was happy. And now I'm looking again, and I'm looking at this place, and these people were beautiful, and the tools they gave me were absolutely fantastic, and I learned how to hypnotize and heal. And it was like, I did my first one and had them actually have something change. Step back, 2 steps, Roland. This is magic stuff. And then I watched some of the others do it. And I watched some of the healers, because I was right in this group of witches and warlocks. No, wizards and sorceresses. And they sat and practiced on each other, and I watched the miracles that happened with people who had sore backs, and people seeing in their past lives, and people learning why they have a problem now. They had a sore back, or they had something here that the doctors couldn't figure out, and they went back to a past life and found it was a sword in there from some other time. Now, one of the things you find is that when they went to past lives, they went anywhere. In other words, they became anything. They might become a China person. How do you say Chinese person?
Chinese person.
Chinese person.
Chinaman.
or an Indian. So what it did is it brought me into, we are one. We are just loving one, all of us. And where you came from, this life, has nothing to do with where you came from in every life. They went down, some had thousands of past lives. Working out problems, learning how to live, learning all the things that they accumulate, because their next step in the universe was a step of responsibility. And they were learning all of the feelings and emotions and everything that we get the opportunity to learn here on earth. And if you screwed it up, you came back again. So you might end up with the same wife for 15 marriages, or just think about that. Or 15 husbands. Oh my God, 15 husbands, same. Until you get it right.
Then you become like, maybe you become the wife and she becomes the
Exactly. That absolutely happens. And all these things were discovered. And this lady called, you can write it down, Dolores Cannon. And you'll see, find her on YouTube. You'll find she wrote about 17 books on past life progressions. And it shows the miracles that happen in our universe and the ones we, you and I, can participate in. And so I have a little reprieve in the pain that I have to look that I might help at least one person avoid that sickness or a sickness and live a little longer in this world. Thank you. We hug.
So we'll do high five, but we will,
Oh, they have high five.
I will try to do that when I have my hands free.
What?
So moving on, normally we have the prepared speeches and then perhaps evaluations, and with the time remaining, table topics for those who don't have significant speaking roles. Now if we could also reintroduce our